Alright guys, it's Jase here and I'm coming to you in the bush, which means I'm in the bush and I'm coming at you with some questions. I've got 2 left. No, it's time for Ask Jase. So, we've got some more common questions today, okay? So, I'm out filming season 10, remember? So, it's gonna come through pretty short and sweet. And we've got some common questions again from Unleashed and All for Adventure fans, okay? And so what we do is, a lot of people ask the same question, so that's why we're calling it the common question. And here we go. Let's start with one of the most common questions asked is, what are all the little bits of tech gear that you guys take with you in All for Adventure and Unleashed? GPS, phones, radios, etc. Would love a bit of an insight behind the scenes. Okay, fair enough. Let's start with GPS. You're going to go rolling out in the bush these days, you might as well use the tech gear. It's available to you. A GPS does make life easy. You can see where you are driving along. So what I've got is I've got a HEMA HX1, which is their new one, and I also use their app. So I've got an iPad mounted in my car, a full-size iPad on a big Ram mount coming off the windscreen, and I've got the HEMA as well. So I've got sort of 2 backups there. I do like a bit of both, you know what I mean? I like a bit of that one, I like using the app as well because it's a little bit bigger screen, a bit user-friendly because it's on my iPad. And then I've got my phone, I use my phone as well, I put it on there. So when I go out in the buggy, I'll get the phone and I'll use that. Now, I generally don't leave or go anywhere without a map. In the boat, in the tinny, in the quad bike, in the car, I don't. Because I like to know where I am at all times, and you're never going to see me lost in the bush, put it that way. I spend that much time in the bush these days, it just becomes second nature. So there's a start. The other thing we do is phones, satellite phones, okay? Australia has, yes, the biggest coverage of mobile service apparently, but not in the remote areas, trust me. You need a satellite phone if you're going to go remote. I use what's called a sat sleeve, okay? It seems to be one of the best units that I've ever used. It connects with your phone, so Bluetooth with your phone, and you can slip it on the top of it. I don't bother with that. I just hold it here and plug some headphones into it, and it works really well. I think there's 2 systems, and it uses the Thuraya system or something like that, and it sounds like your normal. So it's like you're using your phone and you get all your contacts out of your phone, so it does make it easier. You don't have to sit there and try and find you know, phone numbers and stuff like that. So that's a sat sleeve, all right, okay? And then the other thing is 2-way communication, okay? UHF, okay? Very important tool, because when you lose mobile service, how do I contact Simon? You know? How do the camera guys contact me and say, right, ready, away you go, you know, to get the shot? Well, we use UHF communication. We have in-car, which is obviously our best and has the greatest distance because it's a fixed aerial on the bull bar, which is the 5-watt unit. And then of course you have the handheld. Handheld is perfect. When I'm out of the car, Simon's in the car, yeah mate, hit the winch, or reverse up where he can't see me or something like that, and vice versa. And then when we go out in the boats and the buggies, 100%, you've got to have that radio communication. Okay, so hopefully that's sort of filled it in with the gadgets. I can't think of anything else gadget-wise. Oh yeah, I use those rich, you know, battery chargers, those lithium, those really small lithium jump starters. Now that's a good bit of gadget to have. A little, you know, a little safety device, that thing, just in case you get a flat battery, but you can charge all your gadgets with it. So there you go. Hopefully that's answered your question. Okay, I've got one more question here. This is a pretty cool one. Again, this is a generic question asked by All for Adventure and Unleashed fans. Where is the hottest, then he's got / coldest, and then most extreme places you've been in Australia? Okay. The hottest place that I've ever been in Australia would have to be a place called Groote Eylandt. We went there in November. Some time ago now, probably 10 years ago. Groote Eylandt, it's a bit of a mission to get in there. It's in November, hottest time in the Kimberley, and I remember sitting under the awning I had an awning on the side of my old patrol, sitting under the awning, and I had the temperature gauge. I had the temperature gauge from my Waco fridge, okay, which could do outside and inside, and it was 52 degrees. 52 degrees in the shade. I tell you what, it was one of the hottest places I'd ever been. And then we went up to the rock bar, and oh mate, I'll tell you what, we drink water like there's no tomorrow. It was just, it's like you could never quench your thirst. You're forever thirsty. So there you go, that's one of the hottest places. Coldest, okay, so one of the most coldest places I've ever been. If you want to know the most coldest, when I'm out on my journeys, it's when we went down south, okay? So we went down south into the bottom of Western Australia. There was one night on the Nullarbor Plain where the rain was blowing horizontal. It would have been yeah, pretty much 0 degrees, and it was raining, it was wet and cold, it was miserable, absolutely miserable. I remember jumping into my swag, zipping it up, and wearing about 3 layers of clothing and 2 sleeping bags just to keep warm. So that's one of the coldest places. Now, most extreme places you've been in Australia. Okay, so most extreme. So for season 10, which I can't give anything away, so I won't talk about that one, but one of the most extreme places that I've been has to be the Kimberley. And when I mean extreme, extreme by the conditions, okay? The way the tides move, you know, the flies, the insects, the temperature, all those places. The Kimberley has it all. It has these beautiful places, but it can also be extreme on the other hand, you know. You'd be standing there in the middle of the river catching barramundi one time, and then the next time the tide's coming in at a full rate of knots. And that's extreme, trust me. Next thing you know, you're running for your boat and there's sharks in the water, there's crocs, and so very extreme. And then, you know, you get up to places in the Northern Territory and you know, where there's 100 crocodiles lining the bank of the river you just pulled up in, and then you go over to the bank and go, that's where we're going to put our swags for the night. So there you go. That's one of the most extreme places in Australia that I've been. So that's all I've got time for today on Ask Jase. So I better get back to filming season 10 of All for Adventure, because remember, it's been 10 years, a decade in the dirt, and it's been an absolute pleasure making it, and I want to do another 10 years or even more. And so we're out there filming season 10, and it's going to be an absolute cracker. And I hope you guys are still watching for in another 10 years time, because I'll still keep doing it if you still keep watching. See you guys.